everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Hashtag I'm Just Saying with MemeMichelle. I am yours truly, and this today is my guest panel. We have Andre Caesar, we have Renee Moulton, we have Nicole Odom, and we have Pastor Lance Guest. Now, I hope y'all ready for this topic because it's going to help somebody. And we're going to make it entertainment at the same time. To change it today. And y'all have to speak up because we still don't have a mic. So, because last week we couldn't hear the brother speaking, but that's okay because he was talking some good stuff. But this week we are talking about sex, marriage, and relationships. It's real, y'all. It's really real. First, I want to thank y'all for joining in. I want to thank y'all for joining in again this week. We had a great turnout. Tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your enemies. I don't care. To log on to hashtag MemeMichelle. I'm just saying, let's get this ball rolling. And when you in the comment section, if you have an opinion of what we talking about, state it. If you got a topic, talk about it. We want to hear what you have to say because you are our studio audience. Now, today's drink, people. This is a watermelon splash martini. Thank you, Western Sun. They have the best vodka. I'm gonna say that again. I said it last week. I'm gonna say it again. Oh, Lance, you can't get to it. Don't worry about it. And it's great. Okay, so we talked about the topic. Now I'm gonna go with I'm just asking. What do y'all think men think about sex and marriage versus women and sex and marriage? Who want to go first?
Repeat the question again.
Okay, I think women and men think about sex and marriage differently. What do men think sex and marriage, and what do women think? Because I believe that a woman wants to be, moistened up some. You know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't like, come here, girl. What you did when y'all was dating. Don't be like, I want some bang, 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 and then on top of her like Mr. from The Color Purple. Sometimes we want that. Sometimes we want that Luther Vandross kind of love, and sometimes we want that Tank kind of love. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's that entail what you just said is usually the issue or the concern, because sometimes it says like I want this and I want that, and the reality is men want this and they want that too.
Yeah.
And so I think it's always that thought process where a man in the marriage or relationship always wants that bang, 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 right quick, and they don't want to be finessed or loved on. And I don't think that's the case all the time, and that usually can pose an issue or concern in relationships.
Yeah.
And that's why communication is key.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you can just tell them, you don't have to do all that. Let's just get it.
Yeah, let's get it.
You send them a nice message. Hey, I'm gonna be waiting on you when you get home, and I'm gonna need it.
Even if you're mad, sometimes
come on now, especially with baby. I want to high five you, but that's
not necessary
that
because
is
we were both at the altar. We jumped the broom, whether I need it or I want it. Everything you sitting on his mind. Let's get it.
Everything.
I love it. That's unfortunate, and that's a true statement.
Yeah. You don't have the opportunity to get mad.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's not how it works. So let's set the stage for what I'm saying. I have been with my husband for 20 years. We've been married for 14 years this year. So we've been together since we were 16. Mr. Odom's not gonna walk in the door and say, because if you're mad, it's mine, let's get it. Sir, that's not how this works. That's not, I think, but again, you have to know the person you're in the relationship with. You have to know and you're in tune. Not trying to say that I need happiness all the time, but if I'm mad, sir, I don't want to be around you, and that's the reality. Like, I don't like you. Like, that's not, no, this is intimacy.
Yeah. Intimacy
is a form of affection. I'm not, sir, move around.
I'm gonna tell you. That mad passion.
When you're mad,
woo,
but not like fight mad. I don't even want to look at you. But you got your little attitude.
Yeah, that's
and then
I can have hardcore good
like
sex
all right,
without
sorry.
having an attitude. You don't. No. I can have hardcore good sex without being like I need to be angry for passion.
No, you don't need to be angry for passion.
You don't want that. My emotions are real and they're raw, and you don't want we're not trying to have raw like we can fight like that's not we're not having that kind of sex.
But however, there are needs that arise when the issues aren't settled. So you got 20 years and 14 married, right?
Yeah.
I got 27 married and 32 in.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play the high joker, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes
Play how you supposed to.
sometimes we have issues that we haven't settled for days, maybe even weeks, but the needs are still there. So that I put that need on pause because we haven't communicated through the issue.
And that's when you realize that communicating to fix that will get you what you want, because it's not a need. You just want that. It's not a need. It's a want. It's not a need.
I'm sorry, but I be needing
No,
it.
it's a want.
Okay. Oh, well, let me just say.
Is that a fact or perception? Is that a fact or perception?
I think
What is the definition of need versus want? And when you look at the definition of those words, needing sexual contact versus wanting that, regardless if it's a strong want or not, there's a difference. The definitions defines it for themselves. It's not a need, it's a want.
You know I got scripture to back my stuff up, but we gonna let Pastor Kent go and talk.
Well, I saw you raise your brow.
Well, no, I just think that when we speak about marriage, and I think that in this context of sex, yeah, it could be a need and a want, but truly, in marriage, it's a need.
Because that's the oneness.
The want is outside when you in a single setting. Right. That's a need. I need this in order to be with someone. But that's the want. I mean, but the need in the marriage, it has to be there because this person has committed himself or herself to you, and in this, regardless of what's going on, the need has to be met, and the needs are very different. Yes. Like I was running the other day, and I say on Wednesday I saw these two dogs. I was running the other day and I saw two dogs, right? They were following each other. Mm-hmm. But then on Friday,
were they Omegas?
No, sir, they were not Omegas. But then male and female dogs. And then I saw them on Friday, they were stuck together.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, if you think about this need and want aspect, the day I saw them, there was no desire. But then Friday, I see these same two dogs. They couldn't get apart, and they were trying to pull from each other, but yet they were stuck. So I'm saying that when we are in the manner of life, there are needs and wants, but in marriage, it's a need. Because we cannot take and say that's a want. This is not a desire. This is what's supposed to be a part of the package. So I agree with you on that. But go ahead.
The cameraman is blushing too.
No. And I think that's a perfect. I mean, that was excellent. That made perfect sense.
Yeah.
But it almost counters in terms of taking that need above something else. Like that is the number one need. So regardless of what's going on in the relationship, how you feel, what's going on, if I need that outweighs everything else. And I call BS on that. Like you can't.
So
I think it's like
okay. Let's ask this: What are we saying when you saying over the need? Over whatever's going on. What?
I think the initial statement we were talking about, it had something to do with, I don't care how you feel. Like if you mad, you angry. If I want it, I want it. If you mind,
if you mad at me, let's put the shoe on the other foot.
I think you talked about anger.
No, like we having a disagreement,
right?
And you upset with me, and you supposed to tell me no, cause you mad. Bump that, and I'm not married no more. You better give it up. Because the word says your body don't belong to you and my body don't belong to me. If your body belong to me. Now, I'm going to ask you respectfully now, man. Come on now. It's been a minute.
And we can argue after. If
you still want to talk about it. But right now, we going to smash.
Smash. There it is. It won't be no Luther Vandross.
Yeah. This going to be
put
some
DMX on.
Some red man. This some win-weed kind of stuff.
And I think the point of when you talk about marriage, it is a need, not a want. Because if you take it back to scripture, we're going to go way back. Adam was in the garden all by himself and had everything that he needed except companionship. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
So Lord took that rib and gave him a woman because he wanted to have companionship. That was something else that he needed in that garden. You follow what I'm saying? So that is a need. You know what I'm saying? You got my ring, you got my name, you got my babies, you got access to everything that I am.
And I need
And
you.
it's two sides to a sheet of paper. Let me get it.
All right, I want to ask this question. Go ahead.
I agree. I think that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Because all of those things are correct. However, I just think that there is a level of, and maybe I'm thinking of it, and I'm missing that point or that statement there, where regardless of how the other person, male or female, is feeling at that time, if I need sex at this moment, that's what you need to do. So I'm going to. Your feelings don't matter to me right now because I need. And maybe I'm missing. And that's not what's being said.
I think you missed it because here we go. That's not okay. That's not okay. This is what I'm getting. You know who you married to, and if say for instance, I'm your husband. Mm-hmm. I know you mad. I know who I'm married to, mm-hmm. So I ain't just gonna be like, come here, girl. I'm gonna leave her. I'm gonna leave her alone for a minute. I might bring her some flowers or something. You already heard what I said last week. But he gonna take his time. You gotta know who you married to. Right. Like my brother Corey, y'all know Big Sub. Mm-hmm. Him and his wife have an agreement, the no agreement. I don't care what's going on. If you want something, I'm gonna give it to you. If I want something, you're gonna give it to me. They have the no agreement, and I think that's healthy because that's the biggest problem.
It's gotta be two no's.
Yeah,
I'm digging that.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm finna send my queen a text right now. Actually watching, baby. The no. If it's not two no's,
somebody got to give it up.
The number one thing that breaks marriages up besides finances is sex. Yeah. Because, and especially you don't want your dude straying. We already can do everything. We can do the most. If they gonna cheat, they gonna cheat. That's not what I'm saying do it. I'm saying when you come with your husband, there's a oneness that happens. It's something that's magical. And you forget why you mad sometimes. Like,
I was tripping. It was me.
Look at these cupcakes. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I just think outside of prayer, because marriages need more prayer. If married people got together daily, because I know you and your husband do it. I know you and your wife do it. I for sure. You know, it's like if married people got together and said a word of prayer together, there's a strengthening there. It's not saying that you're not gonna have problems, but it helps ease the problem. Like, was the problem that big anyway? Let's do it. Let's get this.
Because when you put prayer on it, sometimes you realize the issue that you had odds about is not as sharp as your man. Yeah. It ain't that big a deal.
This is off topic, but I think
come on.
No, because listen,
I need some oils. Come on, oils.
No, because I get it, y'all. And so
this my devil's advocate. That's why I
pray together. We fellowship. We do all that. Listen, we've been doing this thing with the high school, with the college. We've been doing this thing now. There was a time in a relationship, and he was like, we need to pray. I don't even like you right now. Go pray by yourself. Go in your own closet. But you don't know. No, I'm saying though, like it's.
But that's real marriage.
That's real. Like don't tell people like, you keep your prayer. But I think the reality is because our foundation is on Christ. I was able to say that. Yeah. And my husband was still able to pray me out of that thing. Like, this girl crazy, maybe Lord, with this work going on. But that's what I'm saying. So even through all of that, the reality is sometimes it's harder because you have a crazy person that you're dealing with.
but you know.
And I know.
But it's not crazy. It's not crazy.
He knows who he has.
So many times, and I'm not going to let you do it, and I don't let my fellas do it. Yeah. You can't call a woman crazy because she's emotional. God made us different for a reason. Right. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. He made us. He made us logical. We think logically. It's black or it's white. Yeah. You guys have the emotion piece in there that most times we don't understand.
And we call
but we just understand that you're emotional.
We nurture
We might not understand the emotion, but we understand that you're emotional. Especially, I've been with my queen 3 decades plus.
Yeah. Come on
right?
now.
So there's gonna be some things that she going through. And I'm like, yeah, she tripping, but I understand that she tripping because if she was just as cool as me about everything, I'd be married to a dude, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm a queen for she different for a reason, and I respect those differences. Not to mention, we've raised 4 daughters, so it's a lot of hormones and estrogen and spiritual in my household. So I gotta understand all that to keep all those relationships bonded. You follow what I'm saying? But again, agreement is not necessary all the time. The no thing I did because sometimes I'm gonna come home. You're gonna be upset about something. I'm gonna be upset about something. But I need something to sleep on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to get this shower. And then I need something to sleep on. I just need to go night night. We ain't got to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I just need my medicine. You know what I'm saying?
I got something else I want to talk about that in conjunction with that. But before we get to that, I want to help the single people out there that like women. Okay, let's talk to the ladies in the ladies. I'm helping y'all. We are born wanting a wedding dress. We are born wanting to be Mrs. Somebody. Most women, not all. I can't say you different. You out the box. But
it just happened. Jesus just gave me when I was 16. It happened.
We plan our weddings. It's a big extravaganza. And what women don't realize is after them people eat your food and drink your drink, it's just you and your husband. Marriage is serious. Marriage is a ministry, and it's something you have to work every day. I'm the only one here at the table amongst a group of happily married people who is divorced. And I'm telling you, marriage is real. Marriage ain't something you play with. You think you're gonna get married? Let me help you out. Oh, cause I'm gonna have somebody I'ma date, forever. Some people marry to date. Some people date to marry, and that dude gonna change. You got to know who you marry and when you marry. And take your time. There's nothing wrong with being happily single until God sends you the husband you're supposed to have.
That's right.
Don't choose your own mate. You choose your own mate, you're going to be miserable, and you're going to be in divorce court. Now, I know it's some happy people that got together that were probably soulmates, but they let their issues tear them apart. And I'm telling you, marriage is real. And they still ended up in divorce court. Some people get divorced and get remarried. So, fellas, I need y'all to help the sisters. What y'all think about telling them to take their time in marriage? How do men, because I think women want to be married, most women, and men surrender to marriage. Or they just like, okay, some women like, oh, she is the one. Oh. And some, I almost said it. Some dudes be like, well,
ain't got nothing else to do.
I'm getting kind of old now.
Been together for so long, I might as well.
Let me help this. I'm gonna say this, and this is what I kind of practice and preach. There's a balance beam to marriage. Not complaining and blaming, but complimenting. And I think when you learn to compliment in life, I know that we all have struggles. I know that there are issues. I know that many people have shortcomings. I know that when you marry, you find out that this is not the brother that I was dating or the sister that I was dating, but you do understand that there's growth, and you always have to look for growth. So that's what I encourage people to do as they're dating, to look for those growth placements in their relationship so that they can be fulfilled. It's not going to be overnight. As Ms. Mimi said, it's not going to be instantaneous. It's a long haul. And remember, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yes, it is.
So when you're looking at 20 plus, 30 plus years here, it's not because they sprinted out. They really learned that, we may have sprinted out, but then we had to start pacing ourselves. So I would just encourage you to pace yourself, and especially being a spiritual leader in my home and in the community. I always have to remember that people go through certain things in life, which we call phases of growth, and you must always allow them to grow. It's like planting a seed. You don't reap a harvest overnight. You don't reap it the next day. So just let it grow in time and enjoy it, and you'll see the beauty of your relationship to come.
Amen. What you got?
Well, man, you're right. Marriage is work, and growth is a key statement because you speak. Tell me your name again. Nicole. So Nicole, you've been with your husband 20 years, right? So since high school. So when you're young and in love, the true essence of your in love when you're young is how often y'all tossing covers. 2 or 3 times a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, y'all tossing covers, right? Eventually, you toss enough, you're like, I love him, he love me, right? Because that's all y'all got in common, right? So then y'all gonna take that thing a little further. The bills come in, the babies come in, the struggles come in, the disagreements come in. You're not wanting to touch each other every day, all the time like you used to, because like you said, I don't even like you right now. And sometimes we feel like that too.
I can get it,
So it's the work of it. So you got to understand that you're going to hit those mountains and those molehills when you at the altar and they get to that part where they say, for better or for worse,
Woo!
you cannot take that as cliche.
You don't even know what they saying.
Because I'm from Lake Charles. My grandmother used to tell us, sometimes it takes a whole lot of rain to bring a little bit of sunshine.
Oh, yeah.
But when you get that sunshine, everybody runs to the car wash when they get their car clean, right? Because you're happy to have it, right? But everybody can't get there. A lot of times people are always under the clouds. So you got to recognize the work has to be put in. And it's not going to be easy.
Right.
Sometimes you got to stop. Compromise is a must. It's a must. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think people realize that.
Humility is huge.
It is.
Because when you walk through a marriage in pride like you always right, or I'm the man, receive me as right just because I leave the house, you know what I'm saying? Then that's unfairness to your queen. If you can't offer fairness to her, then where is fairness to be found? Right? So you got to embrace the work first, respect each other as equal partners in the marriage. You've got leaders, and there's a hierarchy that you have leaders, but you're equal partners in that love.
Yeah.
Right? In that love, because those phases, those teens and those 20s and those 30s and those 40s, these 50s, it's a little bit different. And the respect of one another changes, it ebbs and flows, it's seasonal, but you've got to embrace it. You've got to embrace it.
Now I got 2 women here. It's about to get good. Woo! And I got 2 men. Everybody at the table married, except for Vine. How do y'all feel when y'all been thinking about y'all wife all day, and you come home and she say the magic words, "Oh, I'm tired." How do you handle that? And how do you feel like they should, if you don't want to do it, how should they respect that? Because see, I ain't never too tired. I can have one eye open, one eye closed. He come and say, "But
I tell mine all the time, you ain't gotta be woke."
That is a married man's line. Don't worry about it.
You gotta be woke.
I might be a little dude inside."
I need my marriage.
You don't have to.
And you know what? We do play that game. I'm tired, but as soon as they start fighting,
Next thing you know, I got some newfound energy.
I respect you saying that you're tired, but
not too much now.
I'm gonna check and see just how tired you are. That don't mean like you say I'm tired and okay, cool. I talk to you in the morning. I'm gonna try to work through that thing. I'm gonna try to get us both to see
if you're tired,
you're really that tired.
You just think you're tired.
Your fatigue is mental, but physically
you are
energetic and ready.
Look,
you know what I'm saying? You just need motivation. You need a kickstart. You know what I'm saying?
You thought you was tired. So if you want to get out that tiredness, start exploring her. Explore her a little bit. Kiss on her neck. Nibble on her ear. Unwrap her box. And play with the package inside. And she might wake up. She might be like, "Oh, I didn't know that I was awake."
Pastor, you're blushing.
Let me tell you, I always know. No, that's true. I always know. No. If all men, most men, y'all should try this. But because it works sometimes. No, seriously. When I'm tired, and my husband knows that I'm tired, all of a sudden, well, he does this anyway, but it's extra. I mean, he's bathing both the twins, he's washing the dishes. So I'm like just laying, right. I'm tired for the day, whatever. And I was like, that's cool. And he's like, okay, I'm help you out. You're not doing nothing else for the night. You done right now. I got the rest of the house. I'm gonna shut the house down. We good.
When he bathed them twins and washed them dishes, you turned on like a light bulb. And like,
I'm still tired, but I get the point.
I'm
still tired, but I get it. I'm still tired.
Yes,
but I get
it.
It's tired
we just need a little
and
help.
not that tired. It's not that. Again, we ain't gotta be here long.
And that's another problem. If you ain't gonna be that long, put some butter on that dinner roll before you serve it up. Don't just bite the biscuit, dry biscuit. No, butter that dinner roll up. So you can make it quick, but not so quick for me. If I can make it to the mountaintop without you coming into my garage with your Porsche, then hey, go quick as you want.
Absolutely.
But don't park your car in my garage without
Don't be
You know,
selfish.
Come on now,
Don't
without
be
getting it
selfish.
detailed.
Right.
I'm trying to keep it clean.
You're not doing a really good job.
At all.
So Renee, you know you've been real quiet. Okay, listen, do they have any questions? Y'all don't have no questions. Y'all just really getting some information today, and that's all right.
Even though in that 46, I can admit that I should have listened to my mama and waited. I didn't know who I was. However, out of the negative, I got.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wonderful children. We got married and grew up.
That's all right, Kamisha. Let me tell y'all something. Take y'all time in relationships. You know, we all like sex. We all do. But sometimes women, I'm talking to my sisters because I don't see no brothers on the page today.
Matt was here.
Oh, Matt was here? Okay. Don't get to know him physically before you get to know him emotionally and mentally. Because once you give him the box, that's my word because I'm trying to keep it clean. He don't hear nothing but womp, 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 womp. And he ain't going to make you his wife. You just a notch. Okay, I got a lot of homeboys. I got uncles. I say that's why I got men on the panel so you can get a male perspective. Because when y'all rush into stuff, everybody get hot and bothered under the collar. Help yourself. Sit in that. Don't put yourself in a situation where y'all together. I'm talking to single women who want to be married. Where y'all together and you feel like you're going to fall into temptation. Go to the movies. Go shoot pool. Go bowling. Go to my favorite place, Top Golf. Y'all need to give me some Top Golf because that's the second time I'm saying y'all that. Because a man want to really get to know you. And if you worth it, he will get to know you. If you worth it. And if he don't get to know you, he ain't the one for you. If you really want to be somebody's wife. Now, being somebody's wife ain't just wearing a ring. You might gotta cook sometimes. You gotta clean up. You gotta pick up his drawers. You gotta pick up his socks. Sometimes he ain't in a good mood. He got a funky mood. What you gonna do with it? You can't be funky too. You gotta make sure he believe what you believe.
My mood can be changed.
Come on, I know
My moods can be motivated to change.
Yes,
Trust and believe, hon. My moods can be motivated for change. But you know, you're right about that. I raised 4 daughters.
Yeah.
Right? I raised 4 girls, and so my deal with my girls is that, and I've always been very candid with my. I've always been very candid.
Yes, all right, I see. Okay, so I think the missus say ask you about them college days.
Oh,
well, you wasn't getting nothing but conversation.
You're right, she right. So we met.
And that's how you got her, huh?
We met our sophomore year at Prairie View, at PV,
Okay.
right? So
Prairie in the house.
And we got there as freshmen together, but I didn't meet her till the sophomore year,
Okay.
right? And so, you know, I'm with my boys, and man, who's, you know, the tall one? Long story short, first thing I said to myself is, oh, man, I'm gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yep, it was the Conquer.
Oh yeah, she was like 5'9", you know, size 9. Let me get it. Nah, man, let me tell you, you know, raised by a strict Catholic mother. You know, we did a lot of walks around Prairie View, a lot of talks. You know, a lot of, you know, cheek kisses. You know, wouldn't even get no tongue action on the front end. I'm trying to, you know, I'm from Harlem Clark. I'm thinking like,
Let me drink that. I love Clark,
it's
brother.
not supposed to take this long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, yeah, it's like instant grits. Just add hot water. Let me add the game to this thing, and the grits ready. You know? Yeah, and it wasn't going like that. And so that was a huge thing. The second part of that thing is that, you know, my wife taught me how to love.
Come on now, that's what a good
You know
woman
what I'm saying?
do.
I didn't know how to love on the front end of that thing. You know what I'm saying?
He
Because
loved you.
I didn't come from parents that said I love you. My parents showed love. They old school Louisiana country. They didn't say I love you a lot, right? So the expression of love I didn't come from. So my wife showed me that. So that right there was something new and true. And then in my heart, I was like, ooh, wait a minute. You know, I'm feeling, it's a little different. Or whatever. So I knew she was different. You know what I'm saying? And to top that thing off, my daddy loved her. You know, my daddy was old school country boy from Eunice, Louisiana. You know, her name was Rachel, but he called her Rachel. Rachel. Boy, I like that Rachel. That's a good girl there, boy. You know, So that kind of So I had to go through the phases, and it was all good because now we 32 years later, and we're right here talking about that, But
good job, Rachel.
but but I'm also gonna tell you, look, I did get it.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying? It was a marathon, but I did get
it. And ain't nothing wrong with running that marathon as long as you running and you don't sprint to it.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Because a lot of times we as women, we sprint to it. And we think once we do that, this is, is the kids to bed, y'all got y'all cocktails? Everybody got a wet space. And he got to really like you to say your wet space is special. Because anybody can park their car in that garage. I'm just trying to tell y'all, I've been through some things.
Well, let me say this. I believe that what will help us, we said something about the marathon, we said something about the sprint, but let me just echo this in the middle, training. The need to train as you go through these experiences of life, meeting someone for the first time, kissing them for the first time, indulging in the alternative nature for the first time. You must understand that you have to train. So a lot of this is about experiences. Training that I'm talking about is your experiences. And yes, we are driven by our emotions. We're driven by those things that stimulate us. But we also have to understand that there's an understanding that will balance us, and that's where we need to really get into not so much what stimulates us, but what we can learn from and how we can, become to grow and bridge the gap. Because as we said, you parking the car in the garage and all of this here, and you don't have your lights on, it's not working, whatever. Then therefore, you're just taking up space in somebody's life and atmosphere.
That's right.
So what we need to do is we need to learn that in the process of owning a car, driving your own car, at least learn to do some maintenance and work on it.
Yes.
And upkeep. Yes. And until you can get you a bigger, better vehicle or whatever the case may be, then you still utilize what you have, but you know how to fix it. And that's all I'm saying. So along with the training, you learn the person for who they are and what they like and dislike, but you don't run away from the job because hey, it's gonna take some work, it's gonna be a project. And this is something that I enjoy to do. So I'm just saying with marriage and relationships overall, just with people, we have to learn to enjoy relationships and learn to the ins and outs, the ebbs and the flows, the yin and the yang for this thing so that we can be better in understanding who we are and then also incorporate somebody else in our life.
Me.
Yeah.
Is it me or is the pastor explaining his freak in such a way that you can put in a Dr. Seuss book? He explained his freak so clean. I asked myself, is it really freaky, bro? Is it still freaky when you can put in a Dr. Seuss book? How'd you do that?
If you don't water your grass, it's gonna burn. But until you water your grass,
you got some freak in it right now. That's what I heard. He tried to miss me. He tried to miss us.
I
gave you the standardized version of relationship. The comprehensive version.
Nicole, so we're gonna do the round table because we at 35 minutes. So how can you help somebody? Because you look different. You my girl. Let me tell you something. Okay, wait a minute. Sidebar. What are people out there? I want y'all to spread the word. I did not retire from hair because I'm doing hashtag I'm just saying with MemeMichelle. Y'all better come get y'all hair done. This ain't making me no coin yet. So I'm going to need y'all to come get y'all hair done. Meme retired? She doing the talk show. Lies. James Alexander is still in business. Okay, because this my client, Look, to show the profile. She just, hey. And my client is working the camera, but I ain't going to talk about it. So, I'm sorry. I digress. Whew. Okay. You good? Help somebody on sex and marriage.
I'm very.
It don't have to be Dr. Seuss.
I don't know how to do Dr. Seuss. I am easy. I do think a bit differently. But the reality is, I do think, just kind of piggyback what you said, like being in tune. Anthony and I, we've grown up together. Right. You know, we've grown up together. We've experienced so many different things together. So, and all that has, it changed over time. And I always tell people to treat your relationship like essentially how you treat other relationships. Because a lot of times what happens in marriages, if it's any issues, sex issues, finance issues, they forget about that person that they're dealing with and just think about the issue and not knowing how to fix or work on that issue. And so I tell people, think about your best friend, the longest relationship you've had. How long have you been best friends? Like, since I was born. Haven't y'all had issues? And like, yeah. What do you do to fix that? Like, what do you do? Why do you take your marriage and it's not fixable, but you can work with your girlfriend, you can fix that thing.
Or your homeboy.
Yeah, your homeboy, you can fix that thing. I said, just think it's a relationship. Just work on it. It takes work. It takes communication, All those things are important.
It's the most important relationship other than the Lord that you will ever have. That is the closest. What's your take on it? Come on, Renee, because you've been quiet and you are my Jersey girl.
So I'll say this. You have to pray. And you have to know who you're married to. The same thing that worked with this other person, don't work for this other person.
That's right.
It's commitment. And I told Greg from day one, it took me a long time to get married. I didn't get married at 15, 20, 25. I waited until I was like for real grown.
Yeah.
And then I got married. And so it's only one way out of this. And I'm not lying. It's gonna be in the back of the trunk. You treat me the way you want to be treated. I'm gonna treat you the way I want to be treated. This is for real for me. There's no we're gonna get a divorce. That's not an option for me.
Right.
And I feel like sometimes people go into the thing like, well, if it doesn't work, we'll just get a divorce. That's not an option. So we're gonna talk about everything.
That's right.
If we ever, I told him a long time ago, if we ever have an issue, it's not because you didn't know, because I talk. And I mean, I don't talk just like, well, I'm for real. And I don't think that I'm like most women in that I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I'm very practical. And my little brother even told me, he said, Renee, you're just different. You're different than most women. It's like you were dad's first son, because you're gonna talk a little trash, you're gonna smoke your cigars, you're gonna have a drink, and you're not gonna harp on stuff like some girls do. I'm gonna tell you, look, this is what's bothering me. You're not gonna have to guess.
Yeah.
We're not gonna walk around the house not speaking for days at a time. I don't do that. Look, when you did this, I didn't like it, and I'd rather you don't do that thing. Or I wish you would have just told me that this is how you were feeling. But he didn't know how to deal with me, because this was his first time dealing with me. He dealt with other people. Right. So that has helped us. So we can talk about anything, and we can just kick it.
I think what that is because you say you waited till you were older to get married, and once you're older, you at a place like we talk about our parents. They just say anything because they say they old. Mama, you're not old. But it's like when you're older, except for you. Like me and Renee. I've been knowing Renee since I was in the 8th grade, right? And we have this saying: the stuff I put up with my teens, I didn't put up in my 20s. The stuff I put up in my 20s, I didn't put up in my 30s. And the stuff I put up in my 30s, I damn sure ain't putting up in my 40s. You're going to either piss or get off the pot. I ain't got time to play no games with you. I'm too old and too grown. Either we going to ride or we going to collide. Right. Find you somebody that's going to ride with you. Sometimes you got to agree to disagree and move on. Everything is not an argument.
And you don't always have to be
right.
And your way is not the only way.
And sometimes say you sorry if you didn't do it.
Boom, sorry goes a long way.
I apologize. You know what? Anything I did, I apologize. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean it that way.
No, I'm sorry. And women, we ain't got to be right all the time. Shut up sometime. We talk too much. Shut up. Shut up. I said it. I know it's going to be some chicks out there mad at me. I don't care. You want to make some peace? Be quiet. Because you can hear more when you're not speaking. Mm-hmm. There's a whole lot you can hear when you're quiet.
We can sing together, but we can't talk together.
Harmony, come on now. So, come on, Dre. Give us something before we roll up out of here.
I think the thing is, for me, my commitment was not to get divorced unless I've tried everything possible to salvage it. You know, so in 32 years, we've been at the talk of or discussion of or even brink of divorce a couple times because life is
real.
Life is real. It's cyclical, right? And so, however, we've done therapy multiple times in different phases of our life, both as couples with the family. You know what I'm saying? We've done prayer without a doubt.
Yeah.
We exhaust every avenue possible to salvage the marriage and the family. And when you do that, it makes you stronger on the other side.
Yeah.
Right? When you exhaust that energy to keep it together, it makes you stronger on this side than you were when you went into it.
That's right.
Right? And you value that person more because you're going into that fight doing everything you can to hold on, but the hand you holding on to is doing the exact same thing.
Right.
You know? And so when you're on the other side, that's when you scream victory.
Yeah, because somebody said people just selfish. And that's true. Some people, but I'm telling you, everybody not selfish.
No.
Here's the thing. Stick with who you got. Because I'm going to take it from one of them great movies, Why Did I Get Married? If you go outside your marriage, you only going to get 20%. I agree with that line so much. Your wife ain't going to be 100% of what you want. Your husband's not going to be 100% of what you want. Together, y'all make the 100. Where you are great, she lacks. Where she is great, he lacks. That's support. You gotta support each other and become one. That's what said. Hey, mama say, mama say. When I get me a husband, I'm gonna show y'all how to do it. They're gonna be walking around here glowing.
He gonna be skipping.
Zippity doo, zippity hey. Cause I'm just gonna be real transparent. I was in a marriage with no sex. The last year of my marriage, we had sex twice.
Ooh, that's painful.
That's painful, and I'm a very intimate person.
You're right, Reverend Lance.
And
I
communicate because
the pastor's a little parched.
I got married when I was 35. So I got married when I was 35.
He said the devil is alive.
And I would be like, 2 times a day? Hold on. No, not a day. And I was like, am I okay? Do you still like me? Is it broke? Do I need to help you? Is mine broke? Do I need to freshen up? Talk to me. And because he wouldn't communicate, our marriage crumbled. Amongst other things, that wasn't like the main thing. But what I'm saying is, you better fellowship. You better become one. And you're going to have to know the difference between making love versus humping, smashing, and bucking. I had to substitute the F for the B.
Boy, put them all on the menu.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Sometimes I don't want to make love. I'm in caveman mode.
I told you, when we make it taste for that rendition.
Sometimes I'm in caveman mode.
Yes. You know, we love you, Luther. We love you, Guy. We love
Sometimes we don't want to hear you.
We love you, Keep Sweat with your whining. But sometimes we just want a little tank love. When we.
Right.
Look it up. Go to your Spotify. Go to your Apple Music. Get the unedited version.
Right, not the clean.
And play it tonight with your significant other.
Or the Gucci Man. They call me Mr. Hit That. They call me, sometimes you gotta get your Gucci Mane on. They call me Mr. Hit That.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? Take you cool too, bro. However, you know, sometimes I got on my Gucci Mane t-shirt.
Yes, indeed. But y'all, I want y'all to tune in next week. We're going to be talking about old school hip-hop and R&B versus new school hip-hop and R&B. Y'all don't want to miss that. Follow me on all my social media. You can go to my Facebook page, and it has all my social media outlets, from the Facebook to the Instagram to the Twitter. I'm even on Snapchat. I don't quite know how to use it, but I'm going to get with that. Yeah, I'm going to figure it out. But I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in again. Next week, we're going to get together. And always remember to laugh, love, be the light, and always bear good fruit.
Rude to
Love
the
you.
good brothers.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Hashtag, I'm just saying.
Rude to the good brothers.
Yes. Okay, when you say it, you got